Hey guys, I'm Lisa Tedder with Tedder Bear Stamping, and today we are going to be using the Notes and Totes bundle, which I'm really excited to use. And I think you're going to like the card that we make. First off, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It just lets me know that you like what you see, and you don't always have to come, but at least then you'll know when things are coming out. And for those that always subscribe, excuse me, those that always subscribe, thank you again for doing this for me and coming and supporting my small business. So I'm going to go ahead and swing you down and let's get started. Oh, that is a little bit closer than I expected. Hold on. I wanted it closer, but not that. Whoops, this way. Okay. Let's see how close that is. All right. So I'm going to show you the card that we're doing. I don't usually do this, but I thought that this would be a great first time to do this. All right. So here's the card. I did get the idea from Patty Brunter or Brunter. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of tips on how to do this. And if you want the PDF for this, go to, hey, Mary, go to my blog at tedderbearstamping.com and sign up for my newsletter, and you guys will be getting probably the PDF for this in probably 3 weeks. But you'll also get everything else I do from here on out too. So awesome. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with the Azure Afternoon, and I am going to score it. I think that I accidentally opened 2 videos to do this one. So if I gave you the wrong link, I am so sorry. For those that are local, I usually send a link telling them I'm getting ready to start. So if I sent you the wrong one, hopefully you find it. All right, so we're doing it at 5.5. And we will continue. All right. Okay, so we got that. We are also, I've got lots of die cuts. So we got to make sure that I don't lose them. So let me first show you what we're using today, because it's a really fun bundle. It's called the Notes and Totes. But the best part is the dies, which I keep saying that every week, but you get 17 dies that makes things that will go inside this tote, and it's just pretty cool. There's a fence. I've got so many more I want to play with. So, but the glasses are super fun. And this is the tote right here, and it already has the scores in it. So you just have to fold it and it's ready to go. I have not used a lot of this, so I'm hoping to come back and show you more things with it. All right, and then the DSP that I'm using, because it looks so much like something you would do a tote in. It's the woven textures, and it stayed from last year's catalog, and I was super excited about that. All right, so let's get out. First, we're going to do a white base for the front, and as usual, nope, it's going to go this way. I want to do my sponging on here. So I'm going to line it up, and hopefully I can see that when I go to put my tape on. Now, I always use the Post-it removable labeling tape. It's a big roll, and it is the best. I know. I use it all the time, but it is really good. It's by 3M. So if you want to, you can get that. All right. So I am going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. Let's see if I can do this with It doesn't help that I counted and then I lost my spot. All right, 4 and 4, I think. I don't want to put it down because then it'll, okay, there we go. That looks straight. Yay. All right. Then I am going to tear off another piece, and this is why I love it. But I am going to do something that's a little bit different. I am going to tear just this edge because I want it to look sandy. And this has to be straight, but this does not. So I'm just going to put that. So you could make it go like this if you wanted to, but I'm just going to have it go straight because that is pretty easy to do. Now, a lot of this is going to get hidden, but you do not want to skimp on this part because you're not sure when you're going to, like, where you're going to put your tote, and you don't want anything to where you have to come back. All right, so now we are getting the ink pad, and I'm going to use the pecan pie for, well, no, I'm going to do the Azure Afternoon first. And I've been doing really well on cleaning up before I start. And I put it away. So I had to go and grab that. See, this is what happens when you get too cleaned up. You miss what you're working on. All right. So I always put my thumb or my finger on the top and get it pretty well loaded, and then I go off to get that blotchy part off. And then one tip that I can give you, it just makes it easier, is if you lightly just go side to side when you're doing something that's solid, you don't have the blotchiness, and then as you continue, then you start pushing down a little bit harder. And yes, we will go in and load it up some more, but this way we get a lot of it and it's all good. So I'm still loading it up. Now I can go in circles. It's not too loaded here or too dirty. All right. I still want it darker because when I come in with my white gel pen, I want it where you can see it. So I'm going to just keep going back and forth. After I load it back up, I'm going to do it again. And I do have some splotchiness, but it's not as bad as if you had started off there. And now I'm going to do this again. By the time I'm done, it'll look good. But also going side to side, see how it kind of looks like it's water already? Oh, I got a good one on that one. So let's see. This might be the last one because I really got a good spot. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So now we're going to I'm going to leave that one there just for now. I'm going to take this off. And I am going to put it back on just, okay, here's my big time word here, a smidge below. Because I want it to look like the waves are hitting before like it gets to the sand. So I'm just going to go like a smidge below. And it doesn't have to be perfect, like line up perfect. I just want a little bit of white. Did you like my technical word? All right, so now we're going to come in with pecan pie. And again, I'm going to take it off some. I don't know if you can see that. It's quite blotchy. So again, I'm just going to go back and forth. And look at, this one was a lot wetter, the ink pad. And then once I get most of it off, I'll go around. And what is kind of a fun thing to do is to just keep going until you get it all kind of smooth. All right, so I'm going to leave that out because I'm going to come in with the dot one that's going to look like sand. And because I didn't make it as dark as this ink pad is, this is going to look good. And so I just keep moving the stamp around and put that in there. Oh, it looks like, woo. And then that's going to be it for that one. So now we're going to take this off and we'll see. Oh, that's a little bit too much of the blue, but we can come back in now that we've got this off and do the sand a little bit further. So my smidge wasn't quite so smidge. I am going to get a little bit more here and we're going to just go over this. And you know what is great? See, I meant to do this just to give you this tip is that the sand and the water do mix. So it will have it where you can see it at the beginning, you know. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to take this one off. And then I am going to try my best to, and it really does not matter. I'm not going to even try. This is why. I know what I'm doing here. This still has a lot of ink on it. So I'm just, to do the sky, you just need to do what was left over on your brush. And it doesn't matter if you go into the ocean because it's already blue. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to put that aside for a second and we're going to start on the tote. So I already showed you this part and I just, like I said, this is really kind of cool. And if you turn it over, it's really hard to see, but oh no, you can see it here. I'm not sure if you can. See if I can get it. Oh, I had it right at the last second. There is a score line. It's really hard to see here, but it is there. And this, like you can make it into a candy container, just cut 2 of these. And then they kind of fit together. But for now, we're just going to, I'm going to bend this one back because I don't want it to show. But we're going to go ahead and just put it down because I don't need it for right now. I need it to be flat. So I'm just going to add a little bit of tape just to get it. Doesn't have to be the whole thing, just enough to hold it in place. And I want that piece down. Whoop. I should just use it glued up, but that's good. All right. So now we have that. That's the bottom. And then you're going to, there's another fold here that you want to fold it so that it gives it dimension. And then you're just going to kind of make it round. Hey, Lola. Hey, Haiti. Okay, so we have it like that. I am going to lay it down. Well, no, not yet. Got a little carried away. All right, let me get out all my pieces. Oh, this is going to be a little scary. There's a lot of little pieces. Ta-da. Okay, so this one is the top to the bag, but doesn't it kind of look like headphones? I thought this would be perfect to like have headphones sitting in the sand next to a radio. You could just do a box with some stuff on there. It'd be really cute. Not that anybody has radios anymore. Well, they do, but not so much. All right, so I'm going to put aside these and this. I am missing one thing, and hopefully it's in here. No, shoot. And I don't know how I could have. Okay. It's the glasses part. So we might have to die cut that again, depending. I'll keep an eye out. It might be here. All right, so this piece here, oh, we don't want that there, is going to go on the bottom. And so you kind of want to line it up, but before you adhere it, you want to kind of bend it with the bag. Now you could probably go in and score it, but this is just as easy. Boy, I am really close. Is this too close, you guys? Because I've been worried that I'm not showing you enough. Okay, so there is quite a bit that's missing because, oh no, here it is. We had two of these. All right. So I'm going to come in with the blends, the pecan pie blends, and I'm just going to very carefully do the edge. And I wanted to kind of look like, and this is the dark, where it's been sitting on wet sand, or, you know, that it's just seeping in just a little, not a lot. Hopefully you can see this okay. Then I'm going to also just do a thin line along this line here. This is with the dark. Then I'm also going to do a little bit on the edges. And then I'm going to come in with the light and kind of try to blend it just a little bit more. So there is stitching on this, which is very pretty. Did I already do it? Yes, I did. Yay. Okay. So the stitching just sets it off. It makes it look like it's a bag. So I'm just going to come in just a little bit this way. I want it to look like leather. Does that make sense? Like it's just a leather piece on here. And you don't want it to be like a straight line. You just kind of want it to look, the word natural. And then I'm just coming in at each edge. Now I'm using my brush tip. It's getting kind of dry because it's an older one, but I think that it will work. We'll see. All right, so I'm leaving a spot in the middle that's not done. And I'm not even going to do this side because my shell is going to be over that. Yeah, this is getting dry. I need a new one. Okay, then we're going to come in with this. And now what I did for my sample is that I put this down first and then realized, oops, I'm supposed to put these on. So then I put these on and then realized, whoops, this is supposed to fit on those. So the best way to do it is to have it put these on first, because then you know how far down they go. And then you can trim this if needed, if it's not as long. But we also need to, let's get the dark, go around the edges again, because I really want it to look worn, like we've been taking it to the beach all along. I'm not using my brush tip, so it's not as strong. So I had planned, and I had promised you, sorry, Mary, but I had promised you that I would have 2 cards. I don't know what's going on with me, but my brain is just not focusing as well as I would like it to, and I'm having a hard time. So I took yesterday off. I ended up with a migraine. That didn't help. And so I decided just to take the day off yesterday. And when I tried to do my blog this morning, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't think clearly to do it. That's kind of scary. I almost started crying yesterday telling my husband, what's going on? But, you know, what can you do? All right, so I'm just using the light to go around this edge. I want it to look very old. And then I'm just going to do certain spots on here with the light just to add some texture. That's where your hands would be a lot. All right, so I got that done. So I am going to see where I need to start with the dark. This is another reason why I decided to only do the one, because this is pretty intense. Okay, that's the dark. So I see that this is going to here, so I'm going to come down and kind of make this dark right underneath this so that it looks like how it would be. And then I'm going to come up. I'm not sure how long this has to be, but we're going to go up a little bit. Okay. And then I got to do it on the other one. So I'm just making it look a little bit more blended. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a glue dot to attach those two. Yeah, if you kind of look ahead of time to see what you need, it is very helpful to know whether or not you need to have these attached first. Quick tip. All right, so let's bring this back in. I want to line these two up to kind of get an idea of where to start my dark. Okay. And come from below. Whoops, I'm kind of got off on this. You can still see, but it wasn't as good. This is why I got closer, because it's kind of small details. So I wanted to make sure that you got to see it. Now, if you have not chosen a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator yet, I would love to be your demonstrator. I'm in the US, so as long as you're in the US, I can be your demonstrator. I do a lot for everybody. I give out the free PDF, so I'm hoping I can't really pay like what the big shots do, but I'm hoping that you like what I do and you might want to support me. All right, so I want this here. Okay, it's going to work. Let's go ahead and put this down. I'm just going to put some really small dots of glue so that I won't bleed, hopefully. And you do not want your handle to be attached. So we're going to put it right in the middle, hopefully. And I want it to be down so that this looks like it's attached. There we go. Ta-da! All right. Now we're going to do this part. Now this one's a little bit more subtle than the one in the picture or the one that I showed at the beginning. So hopefully we can see which one you like better. When it comes to winning, you can tell me which one you want. Well, that looks good on camera for the first time. All right. Usually it's the other way around. All right. So I'm going to take my light and just go along this because I want it to look like a shadow. And we're going to do both sides. It just kind of adds dimension to it. I'm sorry if I always sound like I'm asking a question. I'm not asking a question. Okay, can you tell that? Now there is a smaller piece. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, everything was pre-cut in my envelope. And now I'm having a hard time finding everything. So we might have to do it all over again, but that won't be a huge deal. Just means I have to bring out my mini and we will do it. Because I have this really tiny thing and I wanted to show you too. Let's see. I just want to make sure it wasn't in this. Nope. All right, put that aside. There is the cutest, when you cut this one piece out, it has the cutest little fishies that look like they are goldfish. I'm sure you could put them in the ocean and it would be just as cute, but I just was like, okay, that's what I see. I'm not sure what everybody else sees when they saw that, but I thought that looks like goldfish that would be spilled from your bag. All right, so I'm going to get that die back out since, of course, I have the glasses. That's good. And I have the two things. All right, so we need this right here. No, we don't. That's the one we just did. We need this. Hold on, right here. And this also has the cute, oh, can't see it, the cute little goldfish. Isn't that adorable? I do have one cut over here but I was going to put them on the card and then it just never looked right. So I didn't. All right, let me grab a piece. All right, here is the cute little goldfish. I put sticky on it so that I could apply it, but of course, I'm not using it. I tried. I really tried. So you can tell I've cut everything out. All right, so we're going to get the mini. Okay. So I went ahead and cleaned everything. You guys should always tell me not to do that. All right. Oh, there it is. I knew I had it here. The plates. Okay. Definitely get a lot of use out of this. All right. So we're going to put this in. So I had a class the other night and one of my girls dropped one of her things and I told her, you'll find it. She didn't find it, but I found it like 2 days later. So I know these pieces are here somewhere and I'll be shaking my head when I find it. All right. So it does cut out, whoop, let me get it. The goldfish in the same color. So whatever color you decide like to make your little piece here, you definitely want to do it again with the correct color for the fishes. Right. So I want this to look weathered also. So I'm just going to color that and then come in with the light and draw that in just a little and leave a little spot open in the middle. Whoop. Okay. Get a glue dot and we'll put it on the front. All right. Goes this way. See, this really just makes it look like it's finished, doesn't it? All right. So cute. All right. I am going to put some, some tear and tape along the edges, because I want it to sit flat on this part, but everything else is going to be popped up. So it looks like it's open. Okay. So before we get going on that, I'm going to bring in the cute little pump bottle, and I am going to color, let's see, this is the dark, that's what I wanted. These right here, and go across here and do it on one side so it looks like it's shadowed. And it really doesn't have to be the whole entire thing because half of it's going to be stuck inside the bag. All right. So what we're going to do before we get going is we're going to put this here, kind of lay this where I want my bag. Let's see. I liked it how it was. So I'm going to have this sit about right here. I'm going to get a glue dot so I can have it in its spot. Now most of this won't even get seen. It's just the top of the bottle. And there is a cute little crinkle thing like for lotion that you could put in there. So, I mean, this set, I swear the Imagineers, which I don't think that's how they go. I just think Disney terms, did a great job on this. All right, so now I'm going to come in with some dimensionals just for these right here where it bends, because I want this to not be as popped up, but this will have the strips that are thicker. And that is why I put the bottle down first, because I had to cut mine the last time because I did not account for putting the bottle inside. So we're going to use the foam adhesive strips that are thicker than the dimensionals, which is what I want. And I'm just going to tear off some, and we're just going to put a couple on the inside. Don't mean to shake you. All right. All right, now we can just put it all together, and then we'll add the sunglasses, and I can color the shell. So I had to kick my dog out because he was wanting something. He's kind of needy today, so I said, nope, not while I'm in a video. So he got kicked out. And how many of you get woken up at 6 a.m. by your cat? That was me this morning. All right. So we definitely want it to kind of bend. And then we're going to make sure that bottle sticks up. Okay. All right. So doesn't it look like it's kind of 3D now? One more thing I wanted to do was to go around the edge with the dark. So it looks like it's sitting here. I haven't pushed the edge down too far. It's all an illusion. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to come in with the light just to make it so that it's not a rough edge, a straight edge. I just want it to be a little bit uneven and to smooth that out a little bit. And it always helps to go in little circles. Okay, it will dry and it won't be as noticeable. All right, so I'm going to set that aside for now. We're going to go ahead and get the glasses, which look at it, those are so cute. And because I did not want to be sticking this down and trying to take off the backing, I went ahead and took it off and put it on the silicone craft sheet so that I could keep it there. So I'm going to line this up. Okay. Now, the only thing that I don't like is that this black part right here is, see if you can tell. Oh, that's not very good. Let's see, we'll put it on here. That there is a black part that does not line up with the bridge here. So once I have this on, I can come in with my little snips and just cut away the black bridge of your for the nose, because I don't want it to look weird. Like you have two bridges. That's kind of strange. Let's see if I can get that out. Yay. All right. And then I did put sticky on the back because it does make it easier to adhere. So quiet down here. Oop. I need to pull it down over this way. There we go. Come on. Trim my nails, and now those won't work either. Let's see. There we go. I knew it would come off eventually. All right. So they have this little thing right here that you just put on here to make it look like it is attached to your bag. We're going to come in with a white gel pen and make our little light catchers. And then I'm going to go over my water just a little bit in places. And I try not to press down. I just want to go little bits because then it looks like it's jumping. You don't want it to look like it's all meant to be there. And then we'll put a couple over here. All right. Oh, I kind of, there we go. Didn't like that. So we're going to fix it there. All right. The camera doesn't seem to like that very well. So we're going to pick it up and look at it this way. Oh yeah, looks good. All right. So now we're just going to do our shell, and I'm going to come in with the dark peach pie. And this all comes apart, but I just want to do it on the edges where they meet so that it really outlines. And highlights where it's separate. Just going to follow it around. See, there's a lot of thought in this. Okay. And that will dry also. Okay. So we want to just attach it to the bag like this. So I'm going to just put some adhesive on the back and try not to pull it apart because it's all there. Okay. Whoop, stuck to my finger. Come on. There we go. I just want it to look like it's just laying there. Okay. I kind of highlighted those a little bit more for this video than I did in real life, or in my first one. Now I want to come in with my gel pen and kind of go where the water meets and add some like foam. And if it starts to like get the color, the best thing to do is just to wipe it off because it's just picking up that color a little bit. And this adds to the realistic, I think, of how it looks. Okay. Now we just have to do the sentiment, which, of course, that's not here either. So I have scrap whites all over the place. So we'll just grab one of those. Oh, I thought I found another envelope with it in there. It was not. Okay. So I'm going to do the news flash, you're fabulous, in the Azure Afternoon. That would be kind of cute. I wonder if I could do that. A glue dot or a pop-up. Just want it to pop up just a little. I'm going to try that. Thank you, Mary. All right, so let's see, because glue dots are a little bit, I'm going to even fold it in half so that it will have a little bit more. We're going to stick it right under there, and we'll see how that looks. Well, I think I did too much. See what happens. Come on. Oh, it's because it's all separate. Okay, there we go. Oh, that looks good. I don't know that you can see, but it really kind of separated it a little bit more. All right, moving on. So we're going to do news flash. You're fabulous. And I am going to trim this down because I want it to be where it's just a small. I don't want to take out everything that we've done. Sorry, I wanted to bring this in because they have this cute little flower. It looks like a little Hawaiian flower that you can put over this. And I'm going to stamp it off and use peach pie. So it's just a background, but it looks really cute. All right, so we'll do that. And just the edge of that one. Just adds a little bit. Now you could add some Wink of Stella to the shell and to the little dots on the sand, but we're not going to do that today. I used to do that with the Dazzling Diamonds, and that really made it sparkle. So let's put this in. We'll do the two edges first. And luckily, I stamped straight. There we go. So now it doesn't take a big part. And I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of that. And we'll put those on here. This is so cute. Doesn't the sand kind of look realistic? I think it does. Okay, you could have it going flat, but I kind of had a thing where I thought it could have been dragged, and this is just the last part, you know, from a plane. I grew up in Southern California, so that's what the planes always did. They were always pulling something. All right. Now, let's make sure this fits because obviously, there. Okay, it looks like it does. It's like obviously I've misplaced. I had them all. I keep saying that every week. I had them in there. I did. Okay. And then that's going to go on the front of the card. I love the sunglasses. They're so cute. Okay, so the bad part is that the sunglasses that I cut twice are missing for the inside. So I'll just show you the inside after I get this on. So cute. Because I don't know. It just is crazy. I'm sure they're on the floor. I just don't know where. All right. Now for the inside, I've got another white, which we're going to do. And I'll bring this back in because I want to do the sand again, just so it doesn't look bare. And I didn't want to do the sky. So we're just going to do the sand. Because then I'd have to do the beach. It just, you know. So we're going to stamp the dots again, which we could have done all at one time because that would have made sense. And since this is lighter, I didn't do it as dark. I'm going to go ahead and stamp these off so that they're not quite as in your face as if you had it. All right, now we're going to do the sun. They have a cute sun, and I'm going to do that in peach pie. And I'm just going to do the rock and roll technique, which I don't know if you're new to stamping, you might not know it. I'm sure most of you do, but you put the stamp inside this first, and then you come in with whatever stamp like color you're going to do. And I have to do it towards the edge because I don't want it to get in the middle. So we're going to just do it this way, and you just kind of roll it. So just a little bits get on here. And then the best bet is to huff on your stamp so that it's more wet. And that kind of makes, I think, makes it look like it is hotter. And then we're going to do sending warm wishes with this. Oh, I really want to get it straight, but I'm not sure. That's not bad. So then you don't have much room to write, which is perfect for me. And you would put that onto the other one of these and put it on the inside, because I like my fronts and my insides to match, or, you know, really go well together. And you could put that sun on your envelope too, which would be really pretty. So Pat, if you want to go ahead and do the drawing now, that would work, because then it'll be ready by the time I'm finished. I am going to look on my floor real quick to see if I can find. I do not see it. All right, so let me show you how cute it is with the glasses in it. So whoever wins this will get this one because it's done. And then with that, isn't that cute? All right, so next week I will be here, hopefully in a better condition than I was this week, because for some odd reason, I just am struggling a little bit with my memory and everything. So we're just gonna go with it. So, okay, so what was it, the joy? Thank you, Haiti. Oh, okay. The same thing, thumbs up. All right, thank you guys for being here. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I'm hoping that you'll be back next week and just hang out with me, and we can do this together and we will have fun. All right, so I'm not sure. I might use the stamp again because there's so many more things. Fences are my thing. So Mary, you won. Yay! All right. So we will finish for today, and then we will come back next week. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, even though I've misplaced some things. I did have them cut, I promise. I'm not a fibber. All right. I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you.